The man in the picture is Louis XIV. Louis XIV was a king of France in the 1600s. Louis XIV was responsible for the renovation of Versailles. Built by Louis XIII in 1623, the Château de Versailles, or as we know it, the Palace of Versailles, was originally used by the King of France when he came to hunt on the estate. Louis XIV decided to have the area renovated in 1662, putting André Le Nôtre in charge of the gardens. Versailles would eventually become home to not just Europe's most lavish palace, but the most extensive gardens the Western world has ever seen. Indeed, the gardens of Versailles are some of the most elegant in the entire world, but they did not become so overnight. For decades, the gardens were in continuous work in progress, even up to Louis XIV and André Le Nôtre's death. Spanning over 800 hectares of land, the gardens of Versailles have come to occupy more than twice the space of Central Park in New York. That's about 6.5 times the size of the University of Southern California. Indeed, the massive size of the gardens is astounding, considering the time period during which it was erected and the lack of modern equipment. One of the highlights of the expanse of Versailles, the Grand Canal, began construction in 1668 and finished in 1670. Serving as a main axis and center, the man-made body of water extends 1,650 meters in length, with two perpendicular arms southward to the Menagerie and northward to the Trianon. Tree-lined pathways cut diagonally across, linking the ends of the canal, symmetrically about the axis. In contrast to the expansiveness of the Grand Canal and the adjacent area, Le Nôtre's gardens exist in clusters, segmented but bordering each other. The gardens, through complex, symmetrical, and intriguing patterns, blend the beauty of the natural element of the grass, trees, and plants with the power of the man-made elements such as the numerous fountains and extensive pathways. In many ways, the gardens suit the splendor of the palace. While a person may admire parts of each, it is difficult to fully grasp the entirety of the expansive area. With over 1,000 fountains in the gardens by 1672, even the swampy terrain could not provide enough groundwater to satisfy them. Supplying his gardens and fountains with water was one of the more expensive ventures that Louis XIV faced at Versailles. Even by modern-day standards, the amount of water necessary to maintain Versailles and its fountains is astonishing. Louis XIV held a special place in his heart for Versailles, often bringing the royal court there. In 1677, it officially became his residence, and after his death in 1782, the French court and government were established there. It was also the site of many treaties, including the one which ended the First World War. The success of his gardens can be seen in the fact that they are still standing after 3 decades of their creation. The expansiveness of Versailles makes it difficult to describe most of the gardens and areas, but from the glimpses one does get, the dominance, wealth, and lavishness of the French monarchy are present and undisputable. Unlike many other architectural sites, this home was not created to live in, work in, learn in, or pay homage at. It was crafted in order to display the glory of Louis XIV, and it undoubtedly accomplished this goal, making one of the best gardens of all time.